Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. I don't usually do intros, but this one is important. There's two thoughts in this video that I want to convey. Number one is, if you need a community in your options trading, check out Option Omega. We have a fantastic Discord. We've got a huge community, very experienced. Many people have been trading for decades. If you're interested in learning about options trading, it is a great part of the experience. Check it out. The verified channels are free to any backtester or automation subscriber. Check it out. The second thing is, if you're looking for ideas about what to trade, check out the OO Show. This is our daily YouTube show right here on this channel where we chop up backtests, automation strategies, we show trade modeling. It is a great place if you're looking for ideas to inspire your own testing. We'll see you on the show. Without further ado, let's check out this video and this backtest. I was bored for a few minutes earlier today, and I thought, I'm just going to look back through some old OO shows. And I looked at 3 and found this backtest. And I thought, this is an interesting backtest. I don't know if it's still done well, but it did pretty well when we had it on the show. And we had it on the show back at the beginning of August. We're at the end of October here, and we just went through Stopageddon. So I thought, man, I'm curious to see how this thing is done. What we're going to do is we're going to update this year to date. And what this is a really simple backtest that just is selling a put spread 5 wide when the EMA is above the 30-minute EMA on a day where VIX was overnight. It looks like it's every day but Thursday. Let's go ahead and add Thursday into this. And it is at a 7% allocation. I'll leave that just to be consistent with the backtest. We're going to play around with this bad boy. And so there is without Thursdays. Let's see. So here's without Thursdays, with Thursdays. So it looks like, yeah, Thursday, it's 15 more trades and you get 10 more wins. Let's be more robust. We'll leave it in. We'll leave Thursdays in. Even though it makes it worse, you're still at almost an 80% win rate year to date. Now, here's why the math works. Your losers are bigger than your winners. So like if you're somebody who's trying to develop your losing muscle, for instance, let's run this back since dailies with Thursdays, you could do worse than this backtest because your losers are going to happen and be worse than your winners. You're going to win most of the time, at least if the backtest trend holds, which there's years when this thing isn't going to be profitable. But what's appealing about this backtest, it's simplicity. So with a 7% portfolio and a 1.3 mark, probably not one that I'd look at as is, but that's a great thing is there's a million ways that you could customize this. And we could run this bad boy back even farther than dailies and get even more data points. So again, let's take a look at it let's just do it in a model. So we will take a look at today. It's the 23rd, and all we're doing is a 35 delta. So that would be this bad boy right here. And if we look at the chart, it's just going to pull up and show us a really simple put spread, right? Nothing too magical here. We can look at it as we go through time on a 0 DTE. I mean, there's not a lot to see. This thing is here. Let's zoom in on it. This thing is, and we'll do it 3D. This thing is just going to get greener the farther time goes. I mean, this is about as simple as it gets, right? There's not much to it. But what's interesting and what's appealing about this backtest is there's no stop. So are only 10 points from the short strike. And then the break even, because you get a small credit for opening it, is just after that. So we will go back to the backtest and look at it again. Again, here's the original version that the show had. And I think there's an idea here. Now this is floating the entry. So what it's doing is looking for that EMA to be above the 30-minute. And that can happen very early, right? It can happen first thing in the morning. but a lot of times it'll happen a little bit later in the day. So it's just looking for some upward price movement. And man, when we did it on the show, look how this thing had been kind of on a tear. And actually, I guess that's about right. It loses about every fifth time. So here's this original backtest. Let's just take this and we are going to go do it through Thursdays and extend it for the full range. So give us a little bit more. I'm going to do one other variation on this to show you. Here's the thing. You can run this back farther than 2022, and it may be very red. It may be very red in 2020, 2021. That may matter to you. That may not. There are people who want a backtest that's worked for 10 years. And then there are people that want a backtest that's worked for 10 months. Personally, when I'm automating, when I'm trading, I like to find backtests with longer history. But there are people who are constantly evaluating their portfolio, constantly evaluating their tests. They have a good sense of the market, what the market's doing. And for certain, the market for 0 DTE did change mid-May in 2022 when dailies came out. So running this bad boy back is going to give us over 3 years now, pretty consistent, 75% win rate, 10% capture rate, and you win more than your losers, but your losers are bigger. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do just to show you, and I'm going to take this max VIX of 100, is I'm going to do a contract of 1. This artificially, because you're contract capping it, it's going to cap your CAGR, also going to cap your drawdown. So your MAR is going to look different. Why some people do this, and there's advocates for testing this way and not testing this way. A lot of people will run both capped and uncapped tests. When you cap it at 1 contract, that will smooth out the recency bias. So again, depending on what you're doing, there's multiple ways to backtest. But as you can see, it's had a pretty decent year this year. So simple idea, JSP, if VIX moved up overnight, so vol maybe is a little bit more juiced, and you're above the 30-minute EMA. I will share a version of this in the comment box below. But again, I found this just going through the OO show. So what I'm going to do is keep playing around with this, keep backtesting this, and see if I can find a version of it that I'm interested in. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.